You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Let's get spooky. You found Earth Station Boo, where horror lives, legends linger, and laughs are always waiting. Stay with us. You know you're dying to listen. Welcome to the Spooky and Kooky podcast of Earth Station Boo, where we talk all things horror. Before we get started, a quick note. This episode was recorded earlier this year, and while it's taken us a little longer to bring it to you, we think it's a great conversation that still holds up. It's just as fun, spooky, and relevant as ever. So, let's get spooky.
And now back for your regularly scheduled program.
And welcome to the Spooky and Kooky podcast of Earth Station Boo, where we talk all things horror. Introducing our haunted hosties with the mosties. We got our lovely Lysa.
Hello, groovy ghoulies.
We have our kick-ass Karen.
What up, my horrorholics?
And I am your spooky Shannon. And today we're going to be talking about the award-winning movie Sinners. So, let's get spooky.
Time travelers, Whovians, and fans of the TARDIS join the crew from Earth Station Who as they dive into all things Doctor Who.
We're talking doctors, companions, villains, and a whole lot of timey-wimey fun.
New episodes every month featuring reviews, interviews, convention panels, and your favorite fandom discussion.
Alonzi!
Geronimo!
Fantastic.
Subscribe now to Earth Station Who, where the past, present, and future of Doctor Who collide.
Are you a horrorholic? Then take your horror obsession beyond the podcast. Check out Earth Station Boo's merch store for killer designs to let the world know that you live for the scares. You can also join our Discord and hang out with fellow little ghouls, talk monsters, movies, and midnight madness. And if you want to support the show directly, visit our throne to keep the screams and laughs coming. Find everything in our link tree, and remember, stay spooky. In 2025, Sinners took storm in the summer. It was all anybody could talk about. I know after I saw it, I told the director of the horror track at DragonCon, I'm like, you have to have a panel on this. And I think I even recommended Karen for it. I'm like, this is an amazing movie. It needs to be talked about. And then I know Karen did the same thing where she was like, Derek, we have to talk about this movie.
So what happened was he's like, Karen, have you seen this movie yet? And I was like, not yet. Why? And he was like, well, I want you to get me your honest opinion. If you say if you say we should do this movie, then we'll do this movie. And I watched the movie. I said, Derek, yeah, let's do this movie.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's an amazing film, and we did get to do a panel. Karen actually got to be the moderator on that panel, even after some snafus at the beginning, which were kind of some bullshit. The panel was amazing. It was extremely, extremely cool to hear all these different takes when it came to this movie. So this is going to be a movie we are going to be doing 2 parts, because this movie is just super thick when it comes to things we can talk about. This first review is going to be just more on making the movie itself. This movie does have a lot of social commentary on it. We are going to save that for a completely different episode, because we want to make sure we give that side of it all the time and respect it deserves, because that's where a lot of meat is. But the movie was just really well made, so we have to talk about all of it. But ladies, what was your first initial thoughts when it came to seeing this movie? I know, Lysa, you've just recently watched it for the first time. You want to give us a start?
Yeah. When I watched it, I was just blown away. I was sorry that I waited so long to watch it, but I was it's just absolutely technically beautiful in every aspect. It just was. It reminded me of old days when in the film industry. I loved it.
Okay. Karen, how about you? What were your first thoughts when you watched it?
Oh, I fell in love with this. Like, this is the most cinematic let me rephrase this. This movie is the best Black cinematic movie I've ever seen in the last few years. When it came out, it came out last year. And that's all that I've been able to think about, even like a year later. Well, not really a year later, but after the opening.
She's not lying when she says that. I feel like every time we talk, prior to us hitting record for the podcast, she brings up Sinners at some point in time.
It's that good. Like it's
like I'm not lying.
It's so many layers to it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is now like going to be part of film schools to break it apart, like Candyman is.
Yeah, it should definitely.
Yeah, because there's so many layers, and no matter how many times you watch the film, there's something new that pops up that you missed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like superb. It's superb.
It is. It's amazing. I think as of right now, this is Ryan Coogler's best work. I think this movie has a life of its own. The attention to detail he had in this film just makes it exquisite to watch. Like, I think the only thing that could have made this movie better is if Chadwick Boseman could have been in it.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing that could have made this movie better. But that's like that couldn't happen. So, but like that's where I'm at. Like this movie is just, I got to see it on the big screen. It was a Tuesday showing for me at my local studio movie grill. And I kid you not, I quit eating my meal like within the first 10 minutes of the movie. My food was completely forgotten because I was just so entranced on this film.
Yeah, that's why I don't eat. I eat popcorn, and I wouldn't
have even eaten popcorn. Like I would have just been like, just staring at the screen the entire time. Like I didn't even like. I had an old fashioned for to go with my meal. I barely drank. And you girls know me. I'm the beverage goblin. I have 3 beverages in front of me at like any given time. I didn't drink for like a good chunk of that movie.
Wow.
Until it was like I was sitting there going, oh, my mouth is dry. I need to like consume something because I was just in awe while I was watching the film. It was just so beautifully done. And to see it on the big screen, I will not lie. If you ever get a chance to do it, please do it. This movie was made to see on the big screen.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's not gorgeous on the TV screen. Does not mean it's gorgeous on your laptop or your phone or whatever. It's still beautiful. But it hits when it's on the big screen. I swear to you, it hits on the big screen.
Actually, they say they're bringing it back to the theaters. And when they do, I'm going to go see it on the big screen.
No,
I should have.
Yes, you should have.
I think it's limited. I think it's limited locations though.
Yeah. It's only
have it here.
Yeah, major cities should have it. So obviously, this movie opens with a lot of foreshadowing of what's to come, but it opens up with wonderful folklore on like not just the Delta, but the many cultures around the world that have fed into these other mythologies and social ideas. How do we feel about the folklore representation, though, throughout this film? Because this film, it's a folklore tale. Like, this is not just some monster movie or vampire film or whatever. This is folklore representation. So how do we feel about all that? Karen, you want to start us?
It makes me feel connected to other cultures because of the fact that even if we are of different cultures, we do have similarity in our folklore, in our myths, especially the Music Man. What the opening tale about him, and everyone has like their own version of a Music Man or shaman that weaves tales for the new generation.
Yeah,
and because of that, like because of the opening, it made me feel grounded and yet appreciative of all that was before and all that will come.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can see that. Lysa, how about you?
I love the diversity of all the folklore, and I love the whole Music Man thing because I had never heard of that, and it just made me want more, and so I started diving into it. I thought that was really cool. I like how they embodied everything, and it all connected with a bunch of different folklore, and it's just amazing how it just kind of connects. We're closer knit than we thought about it on our folklore.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. It's very engaging and makes you want more.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What I think I loved most about the folklore representation in this is that it was true to all the different forms of folklore. So yeah, you obviously had like the voodoo type of folklore and mythology with Annie and everything that she was doing. Jack O'Connell did a fantastic job as what an Irish vampire would have been like. So to have that there, that was amazing. That again, it wasn't the idea of, other forms of vampire, but it was specifically an Irish folklore vampire. I thought that was really, really cool. I liked how even when it came to superstitions, which are fed off of folklore, that even the superstitions were very much tied to the cultures of those who practiced it. And it was beautiful to see the honesty in it all, and that everybody was represented without shame, without, what's the word I'm looking for? Without bias. Like if you go and you do your research on folklore and you start learning about a lot of these different types of folklore, you can sit there and you can see like, oh wow, like that's truly close to like the original folklore. Yeah, it was like changed up a little bit, but it was changed up so it could fit inside the movie. It wasn't changed up because it, it didn't fit like a narrative. It was like, okay, we physically have to be able to make this happen. So, but I loved it. I loved the respect that there was put on the original folklore for all of these different cultures and all of these different individuals. To kind of move on from that, one of the things that I think that makes this movie, I think, really stand out as a horror film was the music in this. Because I mean, it was just this shy of becoming a musical. like you add like one more character singing a song, I would have
playing
said,
music or something.
Hey, this is a musical. Because I mean, granted, it is about somebody who is a musician and therefore they are singing, but like give them one song where they're kind of singing to tell the story of like what's actually happening, it would have made it a musical. So like I said, it was just shy of being like officially considered a musical. But the soul music and the energy obviously is award winning. We're recording this in the midst of award season and it's already won musical awards. And for a good reason. What about the music in this film touched you guys as a whole? Like we can deep dive into it, but Lisa, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. When he started playing that guitar and singing in the car, it was real. It penetrated through my whole body. It wasn't like this auto tune polished up thing. It was real, raw, emotional. And I think that's one of the reasons why the music in this movie is so captivating, because it's real talent, real people. It's just beautiful. And it pulls at your heartstrings and it has such great vibrations that you want to hear more of it because it's truth. Mm-hmm. It's musical poetry.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this. I'm going to probably sing some of the songs throughout this whole episode because the music is that good.
Mm-hmm.
I have the soundtrack on repeat. And I'm like, have y'all seen Sinners? Let's hear some songs. And people are like, oh my God, that's beautiful. I've never seen the movie. What's the name of the movie? It's called Sinners. And, I convert people that way to watch the movie and they fall in love with the movie, just because of the music. Like, I love every single music that was in the soundtrack, especially, Pick Poor Robin Clean. That's a fun one. That's a fun one.
Good one.
That was a good one. And my all-time favorite is Last Time I Seen the Sun, because that just pulls on you. Like when you think about Smoke and Stack, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
what's really funny is Miles, the guy who played Sammy, he learned how to play that slide guitar in like 3 months.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have known.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have known, until like Ludwig didn't say anything.
Yeah.
You would have thought that boy would play for years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the soul of the music that draws you into the movie. Even if you don't see the movie and you just listen to the soundtrack, it sparks something within you. From, Mama, I Lied to You, to Traveling, to Rocky Road to Dublin. It just grabs at you, and it just stays with you until the soundtrack ends and you want to listen to it again. Like I said, I have the soundtrack on repeat.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I'm like, everyone's like, "Aren't you sick of that soundtrack yet?" No. Shut up.
Nope.
Get away from me. Let me enjoy my songs in peace. Because early in the morning, as I open up my eyes, something just feels right.
No, this movie musically, it shoves its hand into your chest, grabs your heart, and rips it right out. And it breathes life into it because it's just so good. One of the things that I love most about the way I was brought up is my mom made sure that my brother and I listened to all kinds of music. So this soul, R&B, deep guttural, heart pumping soul music that was throughout this film, I grew up listening to it. Like I listen to that kind of music and I love it. Like I have playlists on Spotify that are filled with this music. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, she is a queen. And I love her. So when I was listening to this music, I was like, oh, this is great. This is it. This is amazing. But the second you heard Miles sing, he is an old soul. You can tell that he is an old soul because he sings like he has lived lives upon lives upon lives. And the reason he got that role was because Ryan heard him sing and could not get him out of his head. He's like, the second I heard him sing, I knew he was the one who was going to play Sammy because that was it. That's what I needed. That's what I wanted. He's like, I couldn't picture anybody else playing that part. He had the voice. I mean, the look that Michael B. Jordan gives him the first time he hears him sing and playing that guitar. Yeah, no shit, Michael. I'd give him the same fucking look. It's that, what the fuck? Yeah. Check it. This is amazing.
Oh, we're gonna make some money tonight.
Yeah, seriously. It's one of those you sit there and you're like, oh, hot damn. Okay. I see. Bet. Like, we got this. But musically, it hits everything that you need. And I love how the music actually, Ryan said it in an interview. He's like, yes, this is a, story of music in the Delta from that time frame and all of that. He's like, but I am not going to lie, I gained some inspiration from Metallica. And I, as a Metallica fan, who went to the Metallica concert last year, both nights when they came to my city, I was like, that's a cool fact. I kind of like that. And it was the song One, I think is the name of the song.
Darkness. Yeah.
He used that song as the storyboard for how he was going to make this film.
Wow.
So you had the kind of happy-go-lucky, everything is going great, everything's fine, then utter chaos. And then it ends. he's like, Metallica, they know how to do it.
Oh yeah.
Super simple, super nice, super good. chaos. And then there we go. Wrapped up ending. And so to know that and to like rewatch the film and you go, I see the influence. I see the influence. Plus, the drummer of Metallica actually is credited on the soundtrack. He actually played on a number of different pieces for it. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah. But the real meat of this movie are the characters. Ryan Coogler, man, like massive props, massive claps. He wrote these characters and they felt real. Like Smoke and Stack, they were real. Sammy, he is real. Remick is real. Like these characters were so real for us. So let's dish on the characters for a hot minute. Because I think that's where like everything is at, is these characters. What specifically about the characters in this movie as a whole do we love most about them? Like, what is it that we love about them?
As a whole, they feel like, there's somebody you could talk to. Like, if you go down the street, say, hey, how you doing? How's your day? You want to know more of their story, like every single backstory of every single character, because they feel so real and you just want to know more about them. And that's what I love about these characters, is because they feel a little bit too real in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, these characters are amazing with their different personalities and their interactions. And like I said, they feel so real that you as a person want to interact with them.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Like if you see them on the street, you be like, it's do, and you go over there and want to talk to them. It's like, oh no, it's the Smoke and Stack twins. It's not. Let's stay out of their way. Let's stay out of their way. Because you don't know what's going to happen. They might be like cordial to you, or they might pop off. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Karen. You felt like they were real and you wanted to know more. Like, I wanted to know what happened to them smoking stack in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Why they came back. But as a whole, you felt like you were part of that whole group just watching, and you just wanted more. And it felt like you knew some of these people, or you've known of people like this, and you've been around. They're just regular, real, normal people, which makes the characters more dynamic and engages you more. So
yeah,
it was brilliant.
Yeah, like we all have a friend that we know that's kind of like cornbread,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sweet man.
Sweet man.
So my theory with Chicago was they went up there and learned the business, made the money that they could make up there that they couldn't make down here, and then came back because they had the money to fund their own business down here, and was going to basically create their own mob. Because the theory is that one worked for the Italians and one worked for the Irish up there, and then came down.
That's dirty business to be doing that.
Yeah. It is dirty business. But that's what they were doing, is they were learning everything. They were kind of screwing everybody over. They were making as much money as they could. And then they came down and they were going to start up basically their own mob out of the Juke. That's what I inferred, and what I learned from like interviews that I had seen was like that was the idea. Because costuming wise, the blue was with one side, the red was with another side, and like you could even see it in like the way that they wore their clothes. One was very much an Irish style of garb versus the other one, which was more of like an Italian leaning.
Yeah, like because even they said like even before they realized, it was one or the other, they've been long gone, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, I think overall there was just so much depth about each of the characters. So even if like we didn't get like their full backstory, we got enough information on each of the characters that you wanted to be their friend. You wanted to know more about them. You wanted to be engaged with them. And it was just from like subtle little things. I mean, even you could even tell like with the way Remick interacted with the family that he ended up killing and taking over. He's like, oh, he's a Klansman. I know how to speak to him now. That's all you needed to know. You already knew like everything you needed to know about this one character and how they would interact with him versus somebody else. And it was interesting that they did that with all of the characters, where like you learned just enough that you knew enough to understand how they would act, how they would respond to things, how they did things. And I don't think it ever felt like an info dump at any point in time. Like it made sense in the storytelling when you learned information, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
On top of all of this, the acting was phenomenal in this film.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
The acting was out of this part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Michael specifically did a lot of behind the scenes work, considering he was playing two characters as one dude. There's a lot like done to make sure that he could do all of that. But even everybody else and their own performances were phenomenal in this film. So for y'all, like, what do you guys think made their performances so outstanding? Lysa, do you want to start?
It's just, I guess it being so visceral. And so, I mean, they just like adapted to their characters so perfectly. I mean, there's no other way of telling. I mean, Michael B. Jordan to be able to play two different characters was just amazing because, you know, that's like two different personalities. And just everything was just so real feeling. And I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just very visceral, very true to people, real people, just great in all in all. You couldn't see any mistakes, you know, it was just natural to them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They just slid in there naturally.
Oh, it makes sense. Karen, how about you?
So, like, Michael B. Jordan even said this. He's like, for Smoke, he wore different shoes for each character because, you know, Stack was the fidgety one. He always wanted to do something. He wore tight shoes. So he always looks like he's uncomfortable fidgeting. While Smoke was like, you know, the slow one, the observant one, and he wore big shoes for Smoke. So you saw that, you know, dichotomy in both characters.
Is that from the TikTok I sent you?
Either from the TikTok or an interview I saw. Because like I said, this movie has been like on my radar. But we've been sending TikToks with each other for like ever. So it's like a TikTok real war going on there. I forget what the last thing you sent me, and I sent something back in response. Oh yeah, you sent me a Jensen Ackles TikTok, and I sent Sebastian Stan right back at you.
Yeah, you did.
And then you have, you know, character of Remick, like the actor Jack. He's a singer.
Jack O'Connell, man.
Yeah, he's a singer and he does Irish dancing. So I was like, that casting was amazing. Like, where'd y'all find this man from, Ryan? It's like there's a piece of every single actor that they put into their character. And I know for a fact that a lot of people did not like Haley playing Mary.
Yeah.
But she did a phenomenal job.
So
I think she did, you know.
She was perfect.
Every single character that they showcased was perfect. Even if you got to see them just for, you know, a little bit, it intrigued you. Like, you know, the Choctaw that came in, that presence of, you know, the main man coming in talking, he intrigued me. Cornbread.
I would love a backstory on them.
Oh, yeah. Cornbread. Poor man.
Poor dude.
He did not have to go like that.
No.
Damn. They did that to Omar. No, Cornbread, Omar. But even like small bit characters, if you see, you know, if you look at the scene where Remick is singing Dublin Road, you see Cornbread in the background, and you're forced to see him because you're like, it's Cornbread, and because he has such a presence, you notice him before anybody else. And you know, every single person brings a little bit of themselves into these characters, and you can't help but to notice and feel for all these characters. Even that old guy. Yeah. God, what was his character name? I knew that man has been old since I was young, and he has yet to crack. Okay? Like, if he asked to come into my house, I'd be like, no, sir. No, because you haven't aged since I remember you. Same thing with Morgan Freeman. That man's been old since I was young. Samuel L. Jackson, been old since I was young. I'm like, no, sir. Y'all can't come in my house.
There is proof of young Samuel Jackson, so...
Is there?
Yeah, him in Jurassic Park was young.
Yeah.
Him in Pulp Fiction was young.
He looked old to me.
I think that says more about you than it does about them.
I don't know. I'll, like if I grew up with them, then they old to me. Okay. Like I said, Del Rey had been
that
old
can be
since
fair.
That
can be fair.
Yeah. So yeah, I love all these characters, and you want to know more about these characters, and even like the characters that turned into the vampire that were in the clan, Joan and Bert.
Yeah,
they're originally were musicians. I'm like, when I found that, I was like, so that's them actually singing?
Yeah.
Ryan, Ludwig, where did you find these people? You casted them perfectly. So yeah, these actors make them feel real. Like I could watch any other movie. I'm like, okay, that one character feels real, but not all of them. And this is like the one movie I'm like, all these characters feel so real.
Yeah.
What's their backstory? Tell me now.
So they're actually like a lot of like the musicians and stuff throughout this are actual like blues and jazz musicians out of New Orleans and the Delta area. And Ryan specifically was picking them because of their talent. He's like, no, I want like real musicians behind all of this. So when they were on set doing those scenes, they were actually playing music and everything. Like it wasn't just a studio recording that like you heard, like they were actually performing. So, which I thought that was cool.
Hell, even like, Sammy's father, the actor, he's a well-known musician himself. He's a poet, musician, writer, actor. He does it all. His name's Saul Williams. Like, if you listen to his rendition of U2's Sunday Bloody Sunday, you'll feel the rawness in his voice when he sings that song.
You will. I think what is very evident from not just only like the movie itself, which I think speaks volumes, but even the interviews with the performers long after, like this movie wrapped up well over a year ago for them. Like we only saw it last summer, but like they had already finished filming by this time last year. For them to still to this day, because of the award ceremony and them talking about the movie and being interviewed about the movie, still look back at the entire process with such love and fondness, and like you can just see that it was an experience that they will never forget. It just proves and shows how much of themselves they poured into it. You don't come away from an experience like that negatively if you've poured yourself into it the way that they have. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm sad that I haven't gotten to see behind the scenes in a way that would truly even show all of the themselves that they put into it. I feel like all the behind the scenes stuff that I've seen has been like very like normal behind the scenes stuff, and I'm like, no, like give me the stuff where you can see like, like Jack himself has said that to sing the Dublin Road song as an Irishman was massive. He's like, if I mess up this song, he goes, I have disappointed not only the country that I'm from, but the people that I represent. He goes, and I represent all the Irish, not just the people in Ireland, but like Irish Americans as well. And he's like, if I fuck up this song, man, I fuck it up, and I couldn't live with myself. And it's like,
I wouldn't be able to live myself either.
Yeah,
right?
Either.
Right? But he killed it. He knocked it out of the fucking park. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Why? Because he put himself into it. It was all of himself. Even Michael B. Jordan, he put all of himself into both of those characters. It wasn't just like an afterthought for either one. It was full 110% for both the entire way. The amount of time he sat there, like that one of those very first scenes when they're buying the Juke, and the one character says, hey, can I get a cig? and the other one hands it to him, and the passing back and forth. He did that for hours. So it was muscle memory. So that way, when he did those movements, it looked so smooth and natural and not some weird CGI, whatever.
Right.
Him and the guy that was his body double, hours they spent doing it. So it was so smooth. And it's like, that's cool to know that like that much effort was put into it. He also worked with there's like a couple of twins that actually like teach people how to be a twin, because not you can't always hire twins. Sometimes you can't find the people who are twins who look exactly like what you're wanting. So they hire these people to kind of teach you how to be a twin. They spent months working with Michael so he could completely understand and comprehend and like get it perfect. So the attention to detail for each of these characters and the actors who pulled on these performances, like all the massive props. Yeah. If they don't win more awards, because we are still in the middle of award season, I'm calling shenanigans and bribery. I'm just saying, because like,
yeah,
these guys are killing it.
I mean,
the amount of work that they put into this.
The Golden Globes didn't air the fact that Sinners won the best original score.
No, they didn't.
They didn't air it. See, Lured won the Golden Globe for best original score, but the category wasn't presented during the TV broadcast.
So because we know that Karen's going to want to do this, who is your favorite? And you can have multiple favorites, but please don't list every single character. If you can. We don't want the majority of the episode to be Karen's list of, I like this character for this reason, and I like this character for this reason. We know Karen loves everybody.
Yes.
I'm sorry I'm calling you out like that. But Lisa, who are some of your favorites?
Well, Annie was definitely one of my favorites. She reminded me of an old friend I had back in Alabama. So I fell in love with her immediately. Mary, I liked her. And I kind of liked Remick.
Yeah.
And I love Cornbread because, he reminds me of an old friend of mine back down south too. I had a friend that was just like him. So sweet. Poor thing.
I mean, couldn't they got him his pants was down and stuff, man?
I know.
That's like an undignified way to die.
And the fact that you didn't see a bite mark up top anywhere.
Yeah.
Poor dude.
Man.
Alrighty. Karen, how about you?
All of them were my favorite characters for different reasons. Like I said, we all have a friend that is kind of like some of these characters.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Smoke and Stack. The fact that,
right?
Michael B. Jordan was playing, technically he was playing 3 different characters because he was playing Smoke Stack and then Vampire Stack, which was different from Human Stack. So
yeah,
his range is just phenomenal.
Chef's kiss.
I loved Annie in her, I love Annie and her style. She just has this presence that you're like, I will follow you to the ends of this earth, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't care. You can lead me to hell, Annie. I will go with you. It's just something about that character that I was like, oh, I want to know you and I want to be like you.
She gives like fun auntie vibes.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
She's like my sassy aunt that I didn't know I wanted and needed more in my life.
Yeah, she's a sassy fun auntie.
Like I said, poor Cornbread.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. Bless his little heart. And then you have other sprinkling of characters like Mary. I understood her need of being an individual and wanting to see herself because she is a Black woman, but she was white passing. That's heavy on the soul.
Yes, it is.
Remick, I'm sorry. Like, that vampire. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to come in the first time. But I don't know. After you start singing that song, I'm like, he can sing, but he ain't coming in here to turn everybody. No. And, a lot of people, hated her, but I understood her, Grace.
Mm-hmm.
I understood where she was coming from.
Yeah.
And, I'm not a mother, but as an auntie who takes care of, her nieces like a mother would, yeah, I'm going to be fighting somebody.
Oh, yeah. Well, and especially since her husband was
Like
out
right now,
there.
I'm going to fight you, little girl. Yeah.
Like, her husband was
But
out
then,
there.
he was like, I'm going to go after your daughter.
The access
No.
he would have been able to have for their daughter.
I know.
Like, yeah.
He would have been able to turn her like that. So yeah, I get her going, fuck this, bring them.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. It's like, all right, I don't blame you, Mama Bear. I do not blame you. I see and I respect. Who else? Or did you want to leave?
And even if you saw him briefly, like the native, well, I'm gonna say one more. Even if you saw him briefly, Choctaw Native, you wanted to help him out in whatever he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, you're kind of like, if he told me vampires were real, I just looked at him like he was crazy.
Yeah.
But if you said, listen, let me tell you something, vampires are real, I'll go vampire hunting with you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We could be like the pre-Dean and Sam Winchester.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of with you, Karen. Like, I loved all of the characters for different reasons. I mean, Sammy, bless his heart, he's a sweet guy.
Yeah, he's such a baby.
Didn't appreciate the fact that he was willing to go after a married woman. However, she also needed to stick to her vows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did.
But Smoke and Stack, I mean, they were phenomenal. They were so, like, you wanted to be in their vicinity. You wanted to be like near them in some fashion. Then let's see here. I mean, you gotta love the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Annie, Mary, both of them. Annie and Mary they were phenomenal characters. And I loved how they were different in the way the guys were different, and they fit together with each of the guys so perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at them, you're just like, you're like, is that really who okay. Like, that makes sense. I guess I get it. Like, it worked. It absolutely worked. And then for both of those ladies to also be at the award show pregnant, kudos. Absolute kudos. I thought
it's almost like their husbands
so
were
funny.
Like, y'all were starring in a movie with Michael B. Jordan? Nope.
Yeah, Cornbread, sweet guy. Poor dude. Remick, though. Jack did such a good job playing him. And you knew he was evil from the first second you saw him, and not just because he was steaming and like staggering and covered in blood, but like the look in his eye. You're like, nah, I can't trust you further than I can throw you. No,
and I can't throw very far.
Exactly. And so you had all that, but then you come to the end when he's trying to woo Sammy, and you see that small piece of humanity he may still have left, despite the fact that he's been a vampire for hundreds of years, which is the longing for his family, the longing to see people that he loved once again, and to see the things that he grew up knowing and being, like having that nostalgia and seeing Sammy as the way to get that and to make it a reality and to have his little vampire clan all know and feel and see and understand all that on the same level as him. Like, I can see it. I can understand it. After being essentially alone for hundreds of years, who else wouldn't like sit there and maybe do some questionable things in order to get a chance to experience their loved ones again in some fashion? Like, it's not right, but I can see it, so like even though he was obviously an evil character the entire time. You could see him, you could feel him. For a villain, he was good. He was good. He was still bad. You still wanted him to, to eat it. You still wanted him to burn up when the sun came up. But at the same time, like, you're like, okay, I can see why you became evil. Was there any characters that you actually hated that you were like, nah, I don't like this character at all?
It's kind of hard to find a character that you hate. I mean, you kind of dislike some of the characters, like, Bert and Joan, because, that they were part of the clan. But at the same time, you kind of felt sorry for them because this was supposed to be a scene in the movie where they're supposed to talk about Bert and Joan being childless because you see the crib scene, but there's no baby in it. And that was supposed to, like, there was supposed to be a little scene where they're talking about, not being able to have kids. And after reading that, I was like, oh, I feel kind of a little bit of sympathy for them. Yeah, I was like, there's nothing, I mean, Pearline, she was married, but you don't know her circumstances of why she got married. You don't know if she was like forced into marriage, if she was sold into marriage, if she got into a marriage, because of love. So it's you could dislike some of the characters. I mean, I did dislike, the main clan dude, Hogsworth or Hogsgood or Hogs, whatever.
But I mean, he was designed for you to hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think that's kind of about it for me. Lisa, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. Hogsworth, I didn't like him from the start. I'm like, don't trust him. I didn't want them to trust him because I knew there was something wrong. Other than that, there really wasn't any characters that I really disliked much, except I felt sorry for the two that Remick turned because, even though they were part of the clan, they were just normal people trying to survive. And then surprise, you're now vampires. But other than that, not really. I mean, Pearline, I mean, she, like Karen said, you don't know what her marital circumstance was, whether she was sold into it or, forced to get married or whatever. So,
yeah. And that's one of the sad things about that time frame is some of the things that did happen or had to happen and all that. Talked about it earlier, or I did at least, that this movie is just visually gorgeous, visually stunning. Ryan Coogler did a fantastic job with this. He didn't leave any stone unturned. What about the visuals of this film did you find the most alluring?
Well, the fact that he filmed in film and not digital, that was very alluring. But I would have to say the costuming was delicious. And I mean, like, the landscaping was great because they chose the Delta area. And during that time period, it was both hard and beautiful, going through the rows of the fields of cotton and stuff. And, at the end, I'm sorry if y'all haven't seen this, that's your fault. Where, when the outside, when Sammy was praying, and then
I'm going to be perfectly honest. If people have not seen the movies by the time we do the release,
I know, but it's because some people rather listen to like the podcast instead of watching the movie. So,
then that sucks to be them.
I think get them all hyped here.
I'm not sparing anybody's feelings. Sorry.
You heard that right, people. She's not sparing your feelings. But, when the outside scenes where Sammy is praying and then you have Remick praying over him, you're like, oh, that scene, especially with the sunlight coming up and touching the horizon and coming behind, Sammy and smoke, that was a beautiful, beautiful scene. I don't care what anybody says, because that sunlight, that beautiful mix of the red and purple, oh, that was beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. Eye to detail.
Yeah.
Just you felt like you were there. The visuals were so fantastic. I mean, I felt like I was about to start sweating because you could feel the atmosphere. Just Are we talking about cinematography? Because the cinematography
Yes.
the cinematography was just perfect. Just like she was describing that one scene, the purples and everything. You could tell there was a lot, and because it was made on film instead of digital, that added. That is like the art of film right there because you get more natural light and it just, I think it works better because you get emotional and you have all the feelings, all the atmosphere, everything. And you just feel like you're in it. You
Yeah.
really do. And as soon as that one opening scene came on, I'm like, wow, I think I'm back in the stop.
Yeah. No, like that's one thing I loved about this film is that visually you were on the same page as the characters. Like when it was bright and sunshiny and everything was going perfect for them, they were getting everything together. Everybody was getting on board. Everybody was excited for this massive party that was going to be happening at the Juke. And it was just this, it was bright and sunshiny, and you couldn't help but smile. And even inside the Juke, it was nice and bright and like it was lively, and you could see the energy moving. And then as the movie progressed and people started getting picked off one by one, it got darker in the Juke. There was less lights, there was less noise, there was just less. And then yeah, that scene when he's praying, you see the light again, you see the hope, you see Sammy having that like aha moment, but visually it was doing the exact same thing. So even if you couldn't hear a single thing that was happening in this movie, you could watch it and feel everything you needed to feel because of the lights and the darks and everything. I think filming it on actual film was the perfect choice, and I wish more directors insisted on that because it takes it up a notch when it comes to how it reads and how it's seen. Yeah. I thought visually it was just stunning. The way that they did all the lighting and everything, out of this world. Out of this world. But that, I mean, leads straight into how they use the special effects, how they use the costuming. I mean, if they don't win some awards for costuming, I'm gonna be throwing some fisticuffs. This was top notch. How did the effects and the costuming work for the storytelling for you all? Lisa, do you want to start us on that?
It worked like so really well. I loved the way they did the vampire eyes. It was like just a reflection. And it was a lot creepier than when you see them with like yellow or red eyes, whatever the context. But it kind of reminded me of how they did the eyes in the Doctor Sleep. And I like that because it's like creepy and it gave the folkloric element of the Irish vampires because that's how they kind of are. And they're more like fairy like than they are, or fae like than they are, Dracula like. So it gave it the magical creepiness to it. And I really like that. I love the blood effects. Yay, more real fake blood. It was great. That's always a plus. The way they bit into them, just everything all together was just phenomenal. I really commend. And because he used film, it looked better. It looked more visceral. And I loved it. I can't say anything negative about any of it. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
I love the costuming. Okay. I know the costuming was supposed to be used for the remake or the reboot of Blade. And Ryan's like, I buy all that. Come with me. And he used it for a perfect film. So like the attention to detail, the how it all fit on these characters, how it all flowed on these characters. It was just beautiful, beautiful. And the costuming, like people at Dragon Con were dressing up from people from Sinners. And I was like, that's impressive. That's really impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a whole Facebook group for Sinner cosplayers, and I thought that was amazing. The costuming was so on point. It was perfect for that time and era. It would have definitely been what they would have worn. I mean, even with Smoke and Stack, how they wore thick wool suits in comparison to the other guys, it just proves that they had just been up in Chicago. And so it was that again, attention to detail that I talked about earlier, like how one was dressed like how the Italian mobsters dressed, while the other was dressed like how the Irish mobsters dressed. Like to have like that visual distinction between the two simply based off of style and costuming. Chef kiss, man. Chef's kiss. They used so much real fake blood that I loved it. I was like, yes. But at the same time, they weren't abusive with it. It wasn't like it was like too much in any one scene. It was very like, okay, yeah, that's realistic. Like to be bit there and that's how much blood. Yeah, no, that makes sense. You know, and I loved it. I think, yeah, just the way that they handled the special effects, the way that I mean, even the special effects of like that passing scene, the way that they married the two together was just perfect, absolutely stunning. You can see where the money from this movie was used, and it was used very, very, very well. This movie, the budget was 90 million, and they gross worldwide have made $368,289,632. And that's not even counting like
that's a good chunk of money.
Yep. It is. And that's not going to count any of the new release stuff yet. So like, damn, like money was well used and used wisely. You can really see where they took the time and the money to make it perfect. Obviously, Sinners uses the characters in the story to explore guilt, violence, faith, power, and the dynamics that come along with that, consequences for actions and or inactions. Well, it also kind of reflected some of the social implications and anxieties, be it from that era or even modern stuff, and some of the moral conflicts. And it gives it through a horror lens. How do you feel Sinners tackled that as a whole? I don't know.
Well, I think the reason, I think because they tackled it through a horror lens, it made it feel a lot more realistic when they realized, oh, great, now we have these vampires. Everything that we were worried about before, forget that. We're going to take care of this. And it kind of, there were definitely, you could see the different social dynamics on how everybody handled it. So I think that it opened your eyes to different cultures and social standing and everything of how someone would handle it in that situation back then. Mm-hmm. Like when she's like, just come on, and then you see all of them turn around because she just invited them in. And it's like, oh, as soon as she said that, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like, oh, don't do that. There's a reason you don't let them in. But no, I really
But think about all the lives that she saved by saying, come on in.
And her daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
true.
I
don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. And it was a good fight.
Throwing hands at her.
It was a good fight. But I think because it was from that perspective, it made it more visceral and you felt it more. It didn't feel as pretend, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. It makes sense.
You were in the story with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so for the horror lens, you could take the horror lens out and just use history, and it'll be this horrific period for what they go through. But once you add that supernatural element, it amplifies the horror of what they have to go through daily lives and what they're going through this one night. And that one night felt like years. I don't know about y'all, but it felt like years for me.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to fight off these hive mind vampires, and you're also trying to stay alive, and you're trying to stay alive until the sun comes out, if that ever comes out, because you're like, how many people were there in the end? How's the 5 of us going to survive against a whole pack of vampires?
Yeah.
And then Grace, bless her soul, I would have done the same thing. I would save my family before I let them hurt my family. Yeah, she did a dick move, but she saved the town because
Yes, she did.
like if they weren't going to come out, they were going to go to town and bring more people.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, where were they going to survive? Like if they were out there, they can't dig themselves in the dirt. But anyways, so the horror aspect amplifies everything that these individuals were going through, and you felt for them, and you felt like you're in there. I felt like I was part of the group, man. I wanted to fight these vampires. I know I wouldn't be able to win, but I'm going to protect Sammy as best I can.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the music man. He's the magic man. I will die to protect you, Sammy. I'm talking to my cat and the character at the same time.
I had a feeling that that's what you were doing.
He's my baby.
He is your baby. I think because they made the characters so human and so real, you could feel the guilt. You could feel the longing. You could feel the struggle with faith and the consequences of your actions or inaction. Like Grace, like I said earlier, was if she hadn't done that, how many more lives would have been lost? Like the whole town could have been wiped out.
Oh yeah,
the whole town. And depending on what time they did everything, they could have just holed up someplace and started snacking on anybody who came on through and adding to their numbers to then come out.
That have been a lot of vampires.
Next night and done whatever they wanted to get to Sammy. It's one of these deals of, and I give her props for that foresight of going, if we don't do something here, right now, we're done for. We're lost. And I feel like that was an amazing idea and thought process. And, to be able to come to that conclusion, it's no wonder her and her husband had successful businesses.
Yeah. Especially they had 2 businesses really. One for the black folks, one for the white folks.
Yeah. And so, like I said, it's just one of those deals of the action and inaction is what kind of made this film, and you can see it all, but you could also see the struggles that they all had. I mean, even specifically like Mary, with her being somebody who grew up with all these folks who now look at her different because she is so white passing, and how that's something that still happens today on, we kind of talked about it during Blood Quantum of how much are you, and is that enough for you to be able to claim this, that, or whatever? So to understand that struggle has been and still is for some time now. But it's interesting. And I think I can't wait for us to do part 2 where we can dive even further into all of this. But one thing I will always hold true is that horror gives us a more comfortable way of experiencing and understanding these types of topics, because it gives it to you in a fictional format that is easier to metabolize. And it's one of the many reasons why I'm a horrorholic. Now, are there any fun facts that we haven't already mentioned that you guys want to share about this film?
Ooh. I do.
Yeah, go.
I thought it was really cool that the working title was called Grilled Cheese to Maintain the Secrecy. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I looked it up. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So it was his desire for, bold, satisfying, yet simple. And it kept it on the down low. So no one knew what was going on, except for the team. And then
Yeah.
there was a thing that a Chadwick Boseman tribute. Now I have to go back and see it. The three crosses in the church were spaced 33 inches apart with beams above, forming the Wakanda Forever gesture.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it
I
was.
got to go look at that. I got to go really go. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, no, they did do that. It was actually very, very interesting. And if I remember correctly, there was a couple of nods to some of Ryan's other films throughout it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but my favorite is definitely that fact they called it grilled cheese. That was cool.
Oh yeah. No, that is
'Cause
cool.
who doesn't like grilled cheese?
Weirdos.
I was the one that got my niece on grilled cheese.
I love grilled cheese.
It's just so easy.
Yep. I believe that Ludwig is this generation's Hans Zimmer.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
And the fact that him and Ryan work so well together, wow.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
like Ryan's like, I have nobody else but this man. I'll take him everywhere, and I'll take you everywhere too. So I imagine them holding hands and skipping through the fields.
Don't kill Lysa.
I got some Dr. Pepper down the wrong tube for that one. That was funny. The visual.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, you're not. But the visual I got was just, oh my God. It may be drawn later.
I mean, yeah. These guys, they're so perfect together. Any other fun facts?
I think we said most of the fun facts in this series, in this episode.
Yeah. And who knows? Like we might discover some new ones from new interviews and stuff like that. That we'll end up sharing. So to wrap this up, we're going to do our final thoughts and our skull ratings. If you've never listened to the podcast before, we do skull ratings 1 through 5. 1 because they tried. 5 because it's just that magnificent. So with your final thoughts, how did Sinners impact you personally as a horror fan? Lysa, you get to start us off.
Okay, as a horror fan, it impacted me because it brought back the folklore and the traditional stuff and just the feeling of the visceral feeling. I've been using visceral all night tonight. It brought back old school, great folkloric horror on film, which made it even better. I mean, it's just made me want more because now I'm like trying to research some more of this stuff, which because I'm a folklore fiend, I love all kinds of folklore. So, and I'd like to see more stuff like this. I really would. It makes me want more. So I give it a 5 out of 5 because I'm gonna be buying the media and watching it when it comes back out. It's definitely on my list. So 5 out of 5 skulls.
Rock on. Karen, how about you?
This movie is 5 out of 5, and as a horror enthusiast, it makes you want more horror done like this in original film, not digital, with practical effects and with closer attention to detail. Because like this is like the standard that I'm going to use as for the next coming years. Because if I could think about it for years to come, then that's a good movie. I mean, there's like different scenes. We didn't even get to talk. Like, I think we're going to talk about next in our next episode about that whole music scene.
Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful. I have to like rewatch that every single time because I'm like, what did I miss?
Right.
Yeah. Right. Like if a horror movie has you talking about it for years, then you, sir, ma'am, have unlocked the secret.
Yeah. When you like, for me, if I have to sit there and go, wait, what did I watch? What am I missing? Hang on. I need to watch more because this is it's just too good. Like massive props. Just massive props. This is definitely a 5 out of 5. It's visually gorgeous, stunning. Like I wouldn't trade it. Visually, I would not trade it for anything else. The story pulls on you. It talks to you. The music, God, I'm so glad it won awards because it deserved it. Absolutely 100% deserved it. there's nothing about this film that truly leaves you wanting in a bad way. It if anything, it does make you want more, even though it's definitely not I wouldn't call it a sequel movie. I feel like this is a movie that it told its story and it told what it needed to tell. However, I do think that it can open up a universe where there is so much more to learn, and that would be kind of cool. But this movie it knocks it out of the park. It makes you want to do research. It makes you want to learn more about that culture, about that time frame. It makes you want to listen to that soundtrack over and over and over again. And if you don't want to listen to that soundtrack over and over again, something's wrong with you. Like this is a stunning musical piece. Why would you not want to watch this over and over and over again? But yeah, this is this piece, true piece of artwork, because that is what it is. It is a piece of artwork, utterly stunning. And
yeah,
no, this is a fantastic film. And if you don't like it, I need you to lay it out in a very, I want like MLA format, kind of like paper.
Yeah. That's like one of my coworkers.
To logically explain why you do not think that this is a great film. Because no, this was a fantastic film. So, our lovely little ghouls, our fellow horrorholics, do not tell me whether or not you don't like this film or not, because it better be a yes. But tell me what your favorite part of this film is, and it better not be the end. So, if you say, when the credits start rolling, I'm going to smack you in Minecraft. Tell us on her social media. You can come talk to us. We're on all the things at Earth Station Boo. We have Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads, Blue Sky, our Facebook group. Come join our Discord. We enjoy it there. You can also subscribe and rate us wherever you listen to podcasts like Apple, Google, Spotify, and of course, YouTube. But you can find everything in our link tree. If you find us in one place, you'll find us everywhere. But ladies, where can they find you? Lisa?
You can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads.
Groovy. Karen, where can they find you?
Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X formerly known as Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok. I can't click X. I know he owns it, but I've had X since it first came out. That's how old I am.
I understand.
And if I got back into live journaling, I would.
There you go.
Hey, they sent me a message saying, hey, we've been together for so many years. It said 22 years. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I haven't looked at those things in like a while.
Like 10 years.
Yeah, right.
So I'm Shannon. You can find me on all the things at Spill Tea Wine Media Mind. I am more active on Instagram and TikTok. And I have a Twitch where you can come and co-work / body double with me under the same name. So there we go. As always, before we go, we love you guys. And we actually really do appreciate your different perspectives and every like, every share, every little thing you guys do to help support the podcast. It means the world to us. So thank you so much. And stay spooky, our lovely little ghouls. That's a wrap for Earth Station Boo. Thanks for listening. Follow, share, and find all our links in our link tree. Until next time, stay spooky.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.